Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crypto Talk Now, live with Max. This is a particular segment that is just basically the crypto news and all the hot new things that are going on in crypto. We have a lot of news to share with you today. I'm just double checking a couple settings. But without further ado, let's go ahead and recognize our wonderful audience members here at CTN. And we're going to start things off with the first comment, who happens to be Crypto Talk Now VR entertainment only, Edward Vincent and the crew, with a bunch of moons. Is that a sign of things to come? Well, very well could be, right? Good to see you. Looks like it might be Larry, Crypto Talk Now. Let's get this thing started in here. Yep, absolutely. Good to see you, Larry. Let's see here. Legrand Commission, aka Legrand Commission. What's up, Larry, Edward, and Max? Good to see you, Legrand. The Chosen One 350Z. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Yep, absolutely. We got April Cornwell. Nice looking avatar. Hey. And she got the flowers because she wouldn't be April Cornwell without the flowers, right? Let's see here. Tim Shea says, hey. Good to see you, Tim Shea. And you guys are saying what's up to each other. That's great. Crypto Mike is in the house. Let's see who else we got up in here. We spending most of our lives living in the crypto paradise. Well, I think we'll get to that paradise. Right now, we are in the jungle. And we got to get out of that jungle. Anyway, let's see here. Cool Cat Crypto is in the house. Good to see you, Mr. Cool Cat. A few more people are coming in. This is good. We're going to have a great show for you guys. Lots of things going on with XRP. And got some really, really good content for you guys tonight. And I'm really glad to be able to share that with you. Let's see who else we got here. We got Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk. Larry just dropped a Coolio reference. Yeah, he did. All right, let's see here. Here's a guy I haven't seen in a while. Rafael Santos. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Good day, Sir Max. Good day, Sir Rafael. Hopefully things are good with you. Salamander in space. Hello. Can you go? Can I go where? All right. You guys are still saying hello to each other. This is good. And how about this comment to Mr. Prudent? Luna Classic just dropped 70%. My goodness. All right. Well, let's take a look into that. We'll pull that up right now, actually. Let's see. I'm going to pull up a hold on. You guys got some more comments. Crypto Mike, been hearing a lot of bullish XTC info. Get Salamander. Huh. Yeah, Sir Legrand Commission. Good day. All right. Hold on. Okay, cool. Oh, you're just joking. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Because I did drop 70%. Man, I'd be like, time to load up. Anyway. All right. Well, let's go ahead and present some more of this. And I'm going to do it right now. Because that's what I got to do. Oh, man, I got weird overlays going on. All right, here we go. All right. Well, the one that did definitely drop wasn't Luna Classic, but it's definitely USTC. We'll take a moment to reflect on that because it's trending. So this was up into the 5-cent margin for a while. But now it's at roughly a little over 4.5 cents. The volume, everything has dropped. But there it was. I mean, 6:55 p.m. yesterday. I don't know if that's my time. This was up to about 6 cents. Let's see if it was higher than that. Yeah, a little above 6 cents. Pretty big. I know that Crypto Mike mentioned that he had like 50,000 of them or something like that. It's pretty awesome. All right. So going back, let's look at the overall crypto market cap for the top. Well, not the top 100 yet, but anyway, as you can see here, the overall crypto market cap is sitting at 922 billion. This did drop to, I think, about 911 billion not that long ago, maybe within the last 24 hours, last I saw. It says it's an increase over the last day. In reality, it's just an average. We see them, of course, a lot more than that. In regards to the top 100 on the 1 hour chart, Bitcoin Gold is at 5.5% increase. Casper's up there. Bitcoin SV, Cool Cat's always talking about that. It's doing all right. On the 24-hour chart, Huobi Token, HT, which is in the top 50, is up 26%, 79% for that 7-day chart. Terra Luna, the 2.0, is up about 12.5%, close to 9% on the 7-day chart. Hedera's Erish Bar doing pretty decent. And one I want to point out to you guys, other than mention Casper, that's doing pretty decent, is Kucoin Token. I feel that this is actually it's a buy in my opinion. I wanted to point this one out to you guys. I'm gonna do it, of course, right now. So every now and then we talk about, for instance, investing in exchanges and their native tokens from those exchanges. I personally feel as though KuCoin is one of those ones in which you can prepare yourself in the bear market going into the bull market, because it will do very, very well. I see this going to at least a 2x in, if not more, during the bull market. Of course, KuCoin is getting a lot more popular as of recently, especially in this bear market. But if you look at how well it did in the bull market, it's pretty significant. So we're going to zoom out and basically see right here. I mean, late, November 2021, this was up to about $23.75. It does mention about a year ago, this was up to $28.80. I don't know if that was like, 12-hour average or whatever, but that's the case. I mean, basically it's like anywhere from, I don't know, over $25. And that's not too bad. I mean, even if this went up to like $18, a little over like 18, 20, that's a little over a 2x. And it could go even higher than that, depending on how the overall market goes. But KuCoin, it's kind of standing out. It's not as big, of course, as Binance and Crypto.com and some of these others, but say what you want, in the bear market, more and more eyeballs have fallen on KuCoin, and it's just basically worth noting that a lot of times these exchanges that have these native tokens, whether it's CRO, in this case KuCoin, heck, we even talked about decentralized exchanges, right? So for instance, Uniswap, I mean, I think originally when I pointed that one out, compared to now, it's basically done a little over a 3x. So it's all about knowing when to get into these and maybe pulling out, or if you're the type of person who just long term on everything, hey, that's up to you. But I just thought I basically mentioned this one, kind of give your bring your attention, if you will, to something like this, and just double checking some settings. All right, so I'm going to go back to this, and I want to show you, of course, my watch list. And, one of the things I pointed out on Twitter was how I felt as though, AGIX was doing really well. Of course, we talked about AGIX long before this run that's basically making. But I put out an alert. At the time I did, it was, a little over 6 cents. On the 7-day, it was looking pretty good. And even on the 24-hour, it was well above 40%. I recently added Banana Task Force Ape to my favorites because I see that a lot of people, have the NFTs and whatnot. It is worth noting that they are a low market cap token, and they're doing pretty decent right now. And currently speaking, they are up about 31% for the week on the 24-hour chart, 37%. I would use extreme caution when it comes to investing into Banana Task Force Ape, though. When looking more into it, which I'll show you right now, I pulled up the contract, and there's some things that was brought to my attention when doing so. Now I get it, token sniffer is not the end all be all, but it's worth pointing out a few things here. So for instance, this is doing well and so on. But again, when you see things like this is manipulation. Whenever you see manipulation on a graph, it brings, raises your eyebrows. It brings attention in negative ways to that. Now, this is not me trying to flood anyone's bag or anything like that, but I always do try to look out for a community. And I didn't like seeing that particular thing. However, this looks more natural, right? All time. Even on 3 months chart, 1 month, everything looked fine. And that's why, I thought to myself, well, it seems like a good project. But for the last week, there's these particular things. And so, I'm thinking to myself, well, is liquidity being moved around? What exactly is going on it in regards to this? Because I know some of you guys are into this. Other content creators, of course, have done, maybe pay promotion, you name it. So my thing is, well, time to pull this up. And when I did so, put the contract in here, pull it up on Token Sniffer. And granted, let me go back. When I look at all time, as far as it being listed on CMC, I mean, it's been listed for the longest time since, I should say the longest time, but since last April. So, I mean, it's still fairly new. I mean, what is that? Like not even 6 months? What we got? January, May, June, July, August, September. Not even quite 6 months. All right. So going here on the smell test from Token Sniffer, it doesn't look too great. So I get it on this. This used to be where if it was 5% or 10% on the buy fee, you get a pass. Of course, they changed some of those requirements, if you will, down to 5%. So, I mean, technically a project could be, have a former score of 100 out of 100, and then all of a sudden maybe that ranks like 90 out of 100 because the buy fee and sell fee don't match up on that. So we'll give it a pass on that. I mean, to me, that's still pretty high. A buy fee of 15%, sell fee of 18%. Where the case be, that is not as alarming as some of these other things. Now, these are the main three things that are really alarming. So this right here, source does not contain a max transaction amount. The source code contains a function which can set a maximum transaction amount. Source does not contain a fee modifier. The source code contains a function which can modify the transaction fee. And of course, like we point out before with other projects, right? Especially whether it's like mini football or what's it called? Ninja Floki, things like that. All of this could look completely great, right? But if you see this where it says owner renounced or source does not contain a owner contract, right? Ownership renounced basically is the thing. It's just like how it says right here. The contract contains ownership functionality and ownership is not renounced, which may allow the creator or current owner to modify contract behavior. For example, disabling selling, changing of fees, or minting of new tokens. There could be legitimate reasons, but in most cases, not. Check, of course, with the project team for such information. If you guys are really into Banana Task Force Ape, I would definitely find out what the heck is going on with that, especially with what we saw on the last 4 days or last week, I should say. Because if you look at this, everything looks fine for the most part for the last 3 months. Then you get to the last part of the month, like into the now, and something bizarre is happening. Even right here, back on the 4th, something bizarre is going on. But especially within the last week. And that just draws too much area for question. All right, a little bit more holder analysis. This is, again, some red flags. So all other holders possess less than 5% of circulating token supply. Listen to this. There is a wallet, and you can look into this yourself through Etherscan, because this is, if I'm not mistaken, an ETH contract, right? Yes, it is. So again, a wallet contains a substantial amount of tokens, which could have a large impact if the token price is sold. So when I hear that and I see this flag and I go over here and I see this manipulation, it just draws areas of concern. Now, maybe the development team behind this are the most legitimate, good people you ever heard of. I'm not saying that they're not, but it does definitely draw concern. And of course, on the liquidity, everything looks fine on that. So I just want to bring some of this to you guys' attention. The saying goes, do more of your own research. And if anything, maybe there's something that I don't know that you know, by all means, share that in the comments. So I know we took a brief moment to recognize some of that. So with that said, I'm going to try to get a good balance going on with the comments and kicking back things back and forth with the news and whatnot. So I'm actually just going to get right back into the comments and let's see where we're at. All right. Mr. Prudent, I see your eyes. All right, let's see here. You guys are saying, what's up to each other? Salamander, XDC was at 125 on the crypto market, then 100, then 95. Now it's at 87 on the top 100. All right, good info. Blue Whale Ricky saying, hey, what's up to all the gentlemen? All right, thank you for that, Blue Whale Ricky. Tim Shea, is HBAR listed on Coinbase now? That is a good question. I can actually pull that up. I don't know for sure. I can't pull that up. Let me just pull that up for a second. So we could find out really, really quick. Share screen. There we go. Let's pull it up. I don't know how quick it is going to be on here. I mean, you could, of course, look on your Coinbase wallet. I'll double check on that as well. So there's HBAR. Don't see anything for Coinbase yet. I don't know. Let me check my Coinbase wallet real quick. Because why not? I mean, it'll list it right there. I just got to put my code in real quick. Hopefully, you guys are able to. I don't know. Maybe you don't use the Coinbase wallet, but I do. I'm not a big fan of it, but I definitely use it. All right, I'm just going to do a quick search. Oh, boy. Kind of being slow for some reason. There we go. And HBAR. Okay. Does come up with it, but can you buy it? Yes, you can. That is correct. So Hedera's HBAR, you can buy it on Coinbase. I'm right on the Coinbase wallet and it does say I could buy it. So that's pretty cool. You can actually buy it, swap it, you can receive it, you name it. So that should answer your question. Thanks for reporting that. The chosen one, 350Z, Blue Whale Ricky, you old poop. How you doing? All right, hold on a second. Let's go a little bit more. Salamander, more people are talking about XDC. That's good. You always want a lot of people to talk about, your particular crypto asset. How about this? Tim Shea wants to know, what utility does the Kucoin have, if any? Is it like BNB where it can be swapped for token pairs? I imagine it's just a similar thing in that regard. I don't know all about if there's any other more utility with it. I do know this much though. If you hold it, you can take advantage. I guess this is where the utility is, I should say. So a lot of times you can take advantage of certain promotions that they have on KuCoin by holding, for instance, the KuCoin native token. As far as how much you have to hold that, I don't know. But there was a lot of times I wasn't able to participate in certain promotions because I didn't hold that particular coin. So, but yeah, there is reward incentives. So if anything, that should be the main key takeaway. Is that a real true utility? I don't know. It's kind of like saying, Lunatic's token. Does it really have any real true utility? I mean, yeah, it helps with the burns and so on, but at the end of the day, it's kind of rewards token. Maybe we should look at KuCoin's coin as being just that, a reward token, a reward coin. All right, let's go a little bit further down. Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk. I see people on YouTube saying XDC to 100. Are they out of their mind or is it realistic? I would say it's realistic in the future, not in the short term, mainly because of how we take on all this adoption, not from the retail side, but from a financial institutional point of view. How everything's going to be tied into crypto by all these banks basically coming on board or taking on that debt, if you will. A lot of times you hear the expression taking on debt like as a negative, from a negative aspect, but I'm not looking at it from the negative point of view. I'm literally looking at it from like the point of view in which we, like, Mike Cornwell pointed out, we take our debit cards, we swipe them, don't even realize it's tied into crypto, things like that. And then, while we're on the subject of XTC in a little bit, we'll get more into some of these ISOs, mainly XRP, but you'll have kind of an idea on how some of these things are achieved when we break it down for you. Okay, let's go down a little bit more further. Salamander, it says XTC at least $3 by 2023. That's awesome. I mean, that's just right around the corner. That's very, very achievable. And I mean, come on, we're only like a couple months away from that. I'm not going to say it's going to happen at the beginning, and neither are you. But even if it just happened by the end of 2023, I think it's going to happen before then. That's pretty big. It's pretty huge. I mean, considering, where it's at right now. I mean, it's sitting at what, like 3 cents? So that's pretty awesome. All right, Tim Shea, Mr. Lambo's probably a little bit of both. All right, there he is, the loose banana. I held my rich quack for almost a year now and made bank. Nice. I don't even know what rich quack is. You guys got to tell me more about that. I'll have to maybe add that to my research list. All right, a little bit further down. You're welcome, Mr. Loose Banana. It's good. Good looking avatar you got there. Salamander states, buy now when everything is on sale. Yes, because you know what? There will come a time in which nothing will be at these price levels. Even in a 3.5 year shift, it may drop, but I don't think it'll ever be to this point again. That's just what I'm stating. That's just how I personally feel. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. All right. Salamander, just like when you go to a store and buy when everything is on sale. Yes, absolutely. Let's see here. Okay. They are coming out with another token. Who's coming out with another token? All right. The chosen one, Jeff Pruden. I'm Loose Banana's first subscriber. Nice. Hey, Banana, are you good with any computers? A little thanks, 350Z, the bee's knees. I mean, somewhat. Okay. All right. You guys having a conversation. That's good. All right, Tim Shea. The main dev was a rug project. He claims he was just the lead in marketing and had nothing to do with it. Be careful. Some people love it, though. They have a great community. I think you're referring to Banana Task Force. Hey, maybe it's something else. I don't know. All right. Let's go further down. Oh, there he is, Mr. Casual. Hello from me as well. Good to see you, Mr. Casual. All right. Salamander states XRP needs to win the SEC lawsuit so that all crypto coins wins. Yes, that's absolutely the truth. I'm not built for that 350Z, says Loose Banana. All right, let's see here. Tim Shea, thanks, Max. I heard it was a recent listing. Yep, referring to HBAR. All right. How about this? Can you feel the love tonight? I love Luna Classic, and life is gravy, baby. Life being gravy is subjected to one's own perspective. The views expressed from CTM VR are not financial advice. All right. Menelect. Hello. Hello, viewers, he says. Hello, Menelect. All right. All right. Prudence says he stepped on a Luna Punks giveaway tonight and listened to the team talk. He's not going to lie. They sounded like a bunch of dumb issues. Well, that's the way it is sometimes. All right. Smart yet dumb, you know what's. Menelect. XDC will surpass 100 because it's the trade finance monopoly. Menelect with the words of wisdom. Always with the good, quick, to the point messages. Thank you for that. Benedict A. Santos. Quack token, Sir Max. It's up right now. All right. Well, thank you. I never seen you before. Don't know if you relate to Rafael Santos, but if you are, or you're not, either way, I'd like to, of course, welcome you. Give you that warm CTN welcome. Guys, let's welcome Benedict. Haven't seen you before, like I mentioned. Consider changing your avatar to something that speaks more about who you are and what you're about. If you happen to be related to Rafael Santos, maybe do a family picture or something like that. But I'd like to, of course, welcome you. All right, Mental Life, buy utility coins now because most of them will never be this low again, even if there is a massive crash after 2023. That's a good point. All right, Selmo Fudd, this time with the realistic, not an animated photo of himself. And there is where it basically was modeled from. So thanks for sharing that, Mr. Selmo. Good to see you. Crypto Talk Now, he says. And they're all showing you some love. That's great. All right. Let's kick things right into the actual news. So there's a few things before we get actually right into the brief news. I want to give a shout out to Bitcoin BMW, who presented this to me. It's a nice little tool, and I'm going to go ahead and recommend it to you guys. It's this right here. It's called Fiat Leak. And maybe you're familiar with this, but I wasn't familiar with it. And I like to see what's going in, what's going out. I mean, obviously, you see, a bunch of, Bitcoin and looks like Ethereum, a little bit of Cardano, Litecoin, and stuff like that. Heck, even a little bit of Uniswap. You're gonna see some Shiba Inu, but into here now, if I pick a different one, right? Like earlier, I was like, well, I want to see the one for I think it was XRP, and I was able to view that. But let me go further down on this. For some reason, I don't see it as a list. I know there's a manual way I could type it, but I don't know. I'll just test out a different one. You can kind of see where all this is coming from. So, like, I could do like SHIB. All right. And then it's just going to take a moment to kind of load it up. And it just kind of lets you know, like, where all the stuff is, I guess you could say. So, I mean, here's USD. There's some other countries it's going to. But earlier, like, I did XRP and just, like, everything was going to South Korea. It was crazy. But I don't know. It's just kind of a nice little tool. I know we do crypto bubbles and whatnot, but, it shows you, for instance, like, this ticker on the left. It says, I don't know, it's like roughly, what is that, 12 billion traded in the past minute. Shows you what exchanges they come from. Like this one says crypto.com, Binance, DigiFinex, again, a bunch of from Binance, CoinX, Gate.io. Just, I don't know, it's a cool little tool. I thought it was pretty interesting. I would love to go back on this. I'm not going to use it daily, but I will state this. I'm probably going to look at this like a lot during like November, like basically highlight the one for XRP and see if like just a huge influx of, XRP's logo just goes into like, like Europe or, the Southeast Asian markets and stuff like that. Right. Again, the flip of the switch. And not only that, like maybe I get like a profile set up on the left side or something like that. And maybe just program it to like XRP, XDC, and all the other, ISOs. That would be really interesting to see it on a live, right? So I'm just kind of giving you a preview of, I guess you could say like what's to be expected in the future with the show, and just looking at a different chart for a change, if anything, is pretty interesting. So if you're interested in using this, shout out again to Bitcoin BMW, and the name of the site is Fiat, like FIAT, leak.com. And of course, you could pick in your favorite token, coin, play around with it a little bit more. I know I need to play around with it a little bit more, but I thought I'd show it to you. All right, so a little bit more. I'm actually going to do a stop share. And before I do, it states right here, you cannot ask for a better CEO than Brad Garlinghouse. And I couldn't agree more. Take a listen to the savage clip of BG. And we're going to listen to this here in just a moment. It's about a minute 16. We have some other really nice clips for you guys. And again, this is more recent news and whatnot. But I just wanted to, of course, start things off with that. And I'm going to share it in a way for you can, hear it. Because what's the point of showing it if you can't hear it? All right, here we go. Just double checking the setting. All right, and I'll blow that up a little bit for you guys. Okay, here we go. There we go.
So Ripple definitely, since this lawsuit started, the last 2 years, we have grown gangbusters. We've signed, I think it publicly said, hundreds of customers outside the United States. Yeah. So it has affected our business domestically, and the U.S. is still the largest economy in the world. And so I clearly care about that. But I also, the problem we're solving is a global, one of the primary things we focus on is cross-border transactions, payments. And so most people outside the United States don't really care that the SEC is suing us. I'll tell you a very quick, funny story. I'll keep it short. I was in the Middle East last fall, and we were meeting with customers. I have one of the Ripple team members who's based there. It's really early in the morning. My time zones are all screwed up. We're meeting the CEO of a payments company, and but the employee from Team Ripple says, "Well, why don't you give an update on what's going on at Ripple?" And I start talking about the SEC. And after the meeting, he very delicately says to me, "No one gives a shit." And his point was, if you're not in the United States, the governments in Abu Dhabi, governments in Switzerland, Singapore, UK, Japan, they provided the clarity to how they view and categorize digital assets, and they don't care that the United States SEC has a viewpoint that is, pending in court.
So with that said, do you feel bullish? Because you should. You should still feel bullish about XRP, whether we win this whole SEC lawsuit, right? Of course, we all want that. It's a big win for crypto, and rightfully so. But it's just that. I mean, it's like, don't need to hear the whole thing with the SEC. It's not going to be the end of the likes of Ripple and the services they provide and so on. They're still going to be able to do amazing things. So again, if that lawsuit doesn't drop by November, which, let's face it, probably won't, doesn't come until sometime next year, I think Ripple is more than fine. And you heard Brad basically say, it's like the rest of the world looks at it like they don't give a ish. So thought I would go ahead and point that out. Show you some more here in a moment. I'm just going to have to pull it up in a way for you can hear it again. And here we go. Is that the one? Hold on a second. I don't want to replay the same one for you. So I'll just get rid of that one. There we go. Present this in a good way. Yeah. All right. So on this one, it says, what are they trying to hide? Referring to the SEC, East, this new thing, Eastgate. That's the next thing's going to happen. I can totally see it happen. It's just like, all right, they lose the SEC lawsuit against. The SEC loses the lawsuit against Ripple, and then from there, who's the next one in line? Is Ethereum? Well, seems to be the case. But anyway, let's go ahead and basically take more of a deeper look into this. There's a few other clips, but let's go ahead and get into this one.
Notes associated with for the crypto industry, a very well-known speech that Bill Hinman gave in June of 2018. And in this speech, he said that ETH had, I'm paraphrasing, but ETH perhaps had been a security, but it transitioned to not be a security because of its decentralization. And, that's not actually what the law says. What the law says, there's no mention in the Howey test about decentralization. But that speech was really, really important. And the judge now, over the last 18 months, has ordered the SEC to turn over the notes associated with that speech 6 times. So the recent discovery ruling that went our way is just the 6th time. And the only reason I mention that is because the SEC obviously celebrates disclosure. It celebrates transparency. Like, why can't we do the work as the SEC and as a federal government to actually define and provide clear rules of the road? And if we had those, I think everyone would actually, the industry in the U.S. could thrive, much more easily than what we're dealing with now.
So, in kind of the order that you were talking about, are you expecting that to help, even in the case of summary judgment, or is this more of something that you're looking to help in the slim chance that the judge denies those motions and this goes to trial?
Well, I think the question we're asking is, what are they trying to hide? What is it in these notes that they have been ordered 6 different times to turn them over to us and we still don't have them?
Yeah, exactly. What are they trying to hide? It's getting a little ridiculous. But there's some more. For instance, I'm going to show you guys this. It's going to copy it over.
Don't be fooled.
All right, so on this one, it states bullish Barclays Bank discovery. Believe it or not, a little bit of flair, right? So I know some of you guys are into flair and whatnot. You're always talking about it. But it's a little bit of like, flair / XRP. But this is, again, it's just about a minute, but it's powerful stuff, especially from this perspective. So let's take a moment to hear this. Here we go.
The banks are preparing for what's coming. Don't be fooled by people who tell you that institutions aren't making the necessary moves to get the infrastructure in place to work with crypto. It's simply not true. And this is just...
Sorry about that. The volume wasn't up all the way. All right, I'm going to try it one more time. Here we go. Sorry about that.
The banks are preparing for what's coming. Don't be fooled by people who tell you that institutions aren't making the necessary moves to get the infrastructure in place to work with crypto. It's simply not true. And this is just one of many examples that I've found recently in my deep dives. Recently, we talked about Barclays Bank and how Barclays bought a large stake in a company called Copper. Copper do custodianship of your crypto. But I saw Copper pop up in another place. And this place is an XRP community favorite, Flare. Flare have the ability to be interoperable, providing the Flare services through Copper wallet. That means you can at some point go to Barclays Bank, have the custody of your crypto in Copper while reaping the rewards on that interest yield through Flare. This is a whole infrastructure of how these institutions are going to be working through blockchain and through crypto to provide us with that life of being financially free. The infrastructure's already there for Barclays. How many other banks have this set up already as well? If you don't know already, I made a public Discord for you all to be able to join in the community there, so go and check it out.
All right, that was pretty cool. Like for instance, you hear those expressions, for instance, XRP, is like the gold, if you will, of the ISOs. You heard XLM is the silver. I even thought to myself, I was like, just joking around. I wonder what the copper would be. Well, there you go. I guess apparently it's Flare. Maybe there's more to it that I'm missing. I don't know, but I thought it was really cool how he presented that and got, pretty much straight to the point in less than 1 minute and 10 seconds. So there's a little bit more. And of course, I'm going to show that to you here in just a moment. Let me just do a stop share. There we go. And I want to show you this particular piece. It's coming up. This right here. So it says nothing is happening over here. Of course, laughing. I'm going to blow this up. This is powerful stuff. You may have already seen this, but man. So check this out. This was released yesterday off the press. Pretty recently or so. It says DTCC's NSCC processes first trade on new SFT clearing service. It says new service leverage probable markets Aurora and connectivity and integration from FIS to clear first trade. Now, of course, there's more about this. So the total value of securities processed in USD, a huge, monumental, whopping 2.37 quadrillion. All right, that's the next step up above a trillion, just in case you didn't know. It says FIS integration with Ripple's blockchain-based solution is being used at our clients' businesses for making cross-border remittance payments. The integration covers transaction creation, ingestion into the network, and upfront transparent disclosure of fees and foreign exchange, Forex rates before the customer confirms the transfer. Think about the utility in that in itself. It's pretty massive. So, when people make the statement like there's just no way we're going to get to some of this market cap for the overall crypto market, there's just no possible way this can happen. Again, what perspective are you looking at this from? Are you looking at it from a retail perspective? Because I would technically be with you when it comes to that. But if you're not looking at it from a retail perspective and you're looking at it from the perspective of like Brad Garlinghouse has outlined before, not the retail perspective, right? Like financial institutional money, their focus was never the retail market. And if you don't believe me, there's even, you can quote him saying that. So it's basically the financial sectors. They're the ones that bring on the mass adoption for now, at least, right? Of course, we want to at least get to there at some point, for from a retail perspective. But it's just that when you see numbers like this, especially this right here, 2.37 quadrillion, there's no way that's going to be from a retail perspective. It's just not. But anyway, there's a little bit more. I'm going to show you guys this clip as well. And let me pull it up in a way that you can see it and hear it. All right. So we're going to watch this. It states basically, must watch. I wonder if this is what Gary Gensler meant by central monopolist. Giving up 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks. Hashtag Ripple, XRP, SEC versus Ripple. J V the Great, thanks for the old throwback clip of Chris Larson. So, I mean, again, it's just kind of like recognizing things that's happened in history, but still valid right now. So let's take a moment to watch this, and here we go.
So, Chris, how do you plan on distributing Ripple? I know part of it is set aside for the founders, and then the rest is given out to basically encourage people to use Ripple, or
Ripple Labs can give it to business development partners, to consumers broadly, to people globally. So two things that we've been doing, which we like, is we've been incenting market makers with XRP forgivable loans. It's essentially the vehicle that we're currently using. But we feel that incents, say, big currency traders, high frequency traders to actually be active market makers on Ripple. Say big currency traders, high frequency traders, that provides liquid markets. That's good for everybody. It's them an incentive in the long-term success of the network. That provides liquid markets. That's good for everybody. Gives them an incentive in the long-term success of the network. In some ways, just exactly what Visa did, is they sort of gave out ownership of Visa to key banks to participate in the system.
Central monopolist with another central monopolist. A lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. Maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now, part of this. I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there, and you give them the native token. So there may be other incentive ways. Monopolist.
In some ways, just exactly what Visa did, is they sort of gave out ownership of Visa to key banks to participate in the system. We think that's good. And the other cool thing that we've been doing that we like.
Powerful stuff, especially when you see literally the same thing both guys say, whether it's from him or Gary Gensler. It's a shame about Gensler when it comes to right down to it. I mean, the guy actually knows quite a bit about crypto, and you think that he would be on board to help the crypto movement, and he's not. Anyway, I want to kick things back into the comments just briefly.
So, Chris, how do you
before we can have some nice flow going on, and let's go ahead and just do that here. So let's see here. We got Crypto Mike. He states we are starting to see another USTC push. Could very well, especially since we had a pullback. But yeah, a lot of indicators basically showing that USTC, eventually will repeg. I mean, if we have this consistent momentum, the next milestone would be what, 10 cents, and it's just those steps getting from there to what, 15, 20. It's going to be amazing. All right. Basically, Rafael Santos on his son's account says, sorry, it's me, Rafael. This is my son's account. Cell phone is low. Need to watch your stream before working. We appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. Satoshi Yamamoto. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, or you'll bring great dishonor to me and my Jasmine coin. All right. Tim Shea. No need to apologize, Raphael. Just glad you are here. All right. The heck is that? Brad is a pimp. Yes, he is. Selma Fudd says BG's the man. F Gary Kinsler. Yes. F him up, like Tupac hit him up style on Gensler. Yeah. Anyway, pretty bad stuff. All right. Let's go a little bit further down. Ethereum doesn't need to be sued, according to Cool Cat. It will just collapse on its own. I expect you to say stuff like that. Smoking gun devastation for ETH right there. All spam the chat. Yes, thank you very much. Charles Hoskinson, my other idol, Ada. Apparently, he said some negative things against XRP, but it's like, I don't know. It's to teach his own. I think he's a very intelligent person, but I don't know, man. It's like, you get Vitalik, co-founder of ETH, and it's like he said negative things about XRP. Now you have Hoskinson, who used to be part of ETH, right? He's saying negative things about it. It's just like, can't we all just get along, Anyway. All right, Cool Cat Cryptos. Yes, spam the chat again and again. Thank you very much. Salamander Space. The SEC is ran by JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and BlackRock. All right. Satoshi Yamamoto 350C. Crypto win, take over the world. Buy and hold, baby, buy and hold. All right. You guys got a lot of stuff going on. I'm probably going to see somebody say, elbow cough NFT or something here soon. Probably. I don't know. All right. Good. I'm glad you spam it. That's really good. All right. Selma Flood says, Salmon, they have the power to crumble the market anytime. You guys are getting this thing going on. That's great. Love is in the air, especially with lots of feet put together. And what do? You get lots of meat. The blue whales are coming. What can you do? The Cool Cat is going to pass some gas at you. Blue whales running. Here come the ghosts. Bust them all together. And you got clowns with the, I don't even know. The clowns are the most. All right. Satoshi Yamamoto, blow up the chat. Yes, thanks. Thanks for doing this, guys. This really helps. We really appreciate it. Let's go a little bit further down. Menelek, Ripple's fingers are all over the global economy. Yeah. And I think that's good because, it's going to help us out. And if anything, once they see the world basically sees, they're going to say, how much are they going to say? $60 billion on some of these transactions. Why wouldn't they want to sign up to be ISO 222 compliant and use this type of technology? All right, Benedict A. Santos, aka Raphael, do I need to beg more XRP? Yes, not financial advice, but that's what I would personally do. All right, Prudent, 1 billion out of 7.5 billion people on the earth utilize cryptocurrency in some fashion. I think we have a good chance to take over the world. Beg that XRP, says Cool Cat Crypto. Got the pumpkins out. This dude kicked some arse too. Larson, yep. Michael Montclair, good to see you. Doge Mars and grow soon in the news. Well, we'll see. But thank you for pointing that out. Mr. Selmo's got the Kings out. Michael Montclair, he got too much sun. Menelek, give banks zero ownership as an incentive. Yes. Oh boy, I'm not gonna highlight those. Can we get rid of some of those adult links if you don't mind, guys? Unless you have already done it. All right. Jeff Prudent, big news. The biggest Luna Classic Facebook group with 45,000 people just gave me permission to share the Crypto Talk Now YouTube live in the group. Big thank you to the administration. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. And thank you, of course, to them for allowing that. That really helps us out. Really, really can't thank you guys enough. Montclair, as in Michael Montclair, October 22nd, mark your calendars. Many people having dreams. Huh, okay. Well, nice. Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk, what's happening? 1022. Uh-oh, here we go. We're going to get something going on. Cool Cat Crypto, Satoshi, Craig Wright, Yamamoto. All right, Cool Cat, you're cool. All right, let me go a little bit further down. Menelek states, Ethereum isn't destined to collapse as there are some hidden ETH Ripple connections for use in the QFS. And there it is, the beloved elbow cough. Yes, absolutely. That's the way it's got to be. Legrand says ETH to $200. Man, that would be. I think I'd be picking up some ETH, like full ETH, if that's the case. Michael Montclair, they could literally end poverty through crypto. There are trillions of tokens out there. Poor, nasty greed. Yeah, that's the way it is, though. And that's the way it's always going to be, unfortunately. Crypto Talk Now. Gibberish in the chat. Go, go, go. All right. Cool Cat Crypto says, Ripple even grabbed my arse. They have such a long reach. I guess they have to have one if they reach yours. No offense. Tim Shea, I thought I noticed a spring in your step, Cool Cat. Yeah. Everybody's laughing. That's good. Any big updates on MMAI? I won't be able to answer your question on that. That would be Larry's department. I do not follow them closely. That doesn't mean I'm against it or anything like that. I don't follow them as closely as Larry does. Wow, that's a lot. But thank you for the comment. And that's a lot too. Thank you for that comment as well. And that one. And of course, the silent but deadlies. Oh my goodness. All right. Jeff has been all over the spammers, Max. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Max, everyone, I'm at work listening. So howdy to everyone. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to go further down. Eat that, no good doers. Yes. My monkey, my duck sauce. I saw your comment the other day. My duck sauce. Yeah. I did end up getting my duck sauce finally. You know what happened? Came home, heated it up in the microwave, and like, oh, why did I do that? And what happened was it's in the styrofoam. It burst through styrofoam. It ended up losing 90% of the duck sauce. It was like it wasn't meant to be. Anyway. All right. Menelect. Has the XRP community forgiven Hoskinson? I have not. Yeah, that's my thing. I mean, yeah, he's intelligent, but he don't need to say all that stuff about XRP, but whatever. I guess that's where we agree to disagree. All right. I'm at the bottom of the comments. We're going to go ahead and kick things back into some of the things I want to share with you here shortly. Oh, there's a little more. Luna Classic, OOKSY, 180 countries. We are ready. Luna Classic is a currency. All right. I'm still a little annoyed with Charles. Okay. All right. Let's get to the next one. So, we already saw that one. So I'm just going to do a stop share because I forgot I need to share it a certain way. And here we go. That's not the one. I think this is the one. There we go. I got the right one this time. There we go. All right. So it says it will come XRP. We'll take a moment to basically watch this clip. This clip is pretty powerful, and you'll have an idea of where this lady is coming from. And if anything, I'll share some comments on where I think the whole thing is going based on this particular video. But yeah, it's only like a minute and 12 seconds. So we'll go ahead and start it. And we'll be right back.
A digital euro will actually make it more popular outside the EU borders?
Could well be, but for that, and maybe we circle back to the Atlantic Council purpose and the transatlantic relationship. And what the Council has always aimed at and for, this has to be coordinated with others. We cannot, a digital currency is borderless. It shouldn't be borderline, and it should certainly cross the line, which is why I think it should be regulated and properly supervised. But it can facilitate cross-border payments, big way, which is why between the United States authorities, the European authorities, and others beyond that, we need to compare notes. We need to check what the imperatives are. We need to understand what is the ideal supervision and regulatory mechanism so that we have something that, systems and currencies in digital form that can talk to each other, even at retail level, and certainly more so at wholesale level.
All right. So, how we were talking about, previously on, preparing for November ISO 222 compliancy and so on, right? Well, one of the main key takeaways, basically, as I zoom out of here, give me a second. One of the key things I wanted to, of course, express to you guys, and I guess you could say give you a little education about some of it, just in case you didn't know already, especially for the newcomers. For you guys that have been around and already educated yourself about this, this is nothing new to you. But for those newcomers who didn't know about it, when it came to ISO 222 compliancy and so on, it's the messaging standards. And one of the main things she mentions is what? Being able to communicate amongst each other, right? Yeah, she mentioned the whole thing about, it should be well regulated and so on. In that particular case, yeah, I mean, we're talking about, not just having a few like cryptos out there that retail investors can invest in. We're literally talking about institutional money. And since it's going to be that particular massive adoption of trillions of dollars that are going to be coming into the quote unquote space, that would need to be regulated a little bit more, whether you're for that or not. Some things like that definitely do make sense. So when she states terms like the messaging and whatnot, I immediately thought to myself ISO 222, because think about the messaging standards and of how that's set up. I mean, she also talks about how they will talk to each other and whatnot. Again, sounds great for English speaking countries, right? But again, once we get out of the English speaking countries and go to definitely areas where they have different keyboard layouts and whatnot. I mean, I remember quite a few times just gaming it up with friends and whatnot. You'll type in a particular message here, but that particular message to a person who doesn't have this particular keyboard layout, like, person in Russia, Ukraine, those particular countries where they're former, Soviet countries, or they broke away from that, Baltic states and so on. They have their own alphanumeric keyboard, numerical language, right? It's not just like how ours is. And again, like when it comes to Southeast Asia and and other Asian countries, heck, Japan, South Korea, you name it, right? It's a totally different layout, and the message that is being sent comes back on their end is totally being something different. And then when they send a message to us, it's just that. You have something that basically solves all that, even just from the messaging perspective. People don't realize the power and value in that in itself, because like we mentioned before, time is money. And if you're able to cut through all that instantaneous with high-tech technology that breaks through all those barriers, that is big for whoever has chosen to sign up or flip the switch, if you will, to be on board with all this. So I want to get a little bit more into some of this that we still have for you guys here tonight. And we're going to go ahead and pull this up right now. Let's see here. That's another one. So let me see how many more ones we have. All right, so on this next one, it's just a couple more minutes, and then we'll show you an actual news piece. Just a minute. I want to make sure I get the volume working right. All right, here we go. So this one says Swift and CBOS, all of this powered by ISO 222 rich data. Shout out to XRPville. And I'm going to go ahead and play this for you.
Swift strategy is building on this and goes even further to enable instant and frictionless payments and securities transactions from account to account anywhere in the world. And we're not just providing you with just one or two components either, but delivering a whole package that provides a seamless end-to-end experience for you and your end customers. This capability is unique to Swift, and we have been laser focused on the execution. Today, you can check on the security of your counterparties to make sure you are doing business with them. You can pre-check beneficiary account details to confirm upfront that a payment will get to its ultimate destination. automatically spot potential anomalies you want to watch out for in flight, handle problems that come up in real time, and maintain the visibility of your transaction all the way for you and your customers. And that is just not on the high value wholesale side either. Since we spoke this time last year, we are building great momentum on SwiftGo that allows banks to get much more innovation and competition in this space with their front-end offerings to small businesses and consumers for low-value payments, reusing Swift in the back end. In the next few months, we'll make a huge advance in cross-border landscape as we activate Swift's transaction management capabilities. This is a step change in the way international transactions work, taking us beyond sequential messaging to an API-driven orchestration layer, which will power future services such as anomaly detection, data analytics, tracking, and exception management. And all of this powered by ISO 20022 rich data.
All powered by ISO 222. Pretty amazing stuff. All right. So what I'm going to go do is just double check on the comments. And I don't think there's a lot more since then, but that's okay. I'm glad you guys spam the emojis. Helps. And the last two, I'm not going to click on those. I think you guys already deleted them. I'm going to kick it into this particular article. Let's go ahead and do that. And this comes straight from Bloomberg. And this is, of course, in relation to a lot of the things we're talking about tonight. So it says, financial stability risk rising to crisis-like level, IMF says. Two key takeaways. Fund warns of danger of disorderly falls in asset prices. Central banks must carefully collaborate. Rate rises, IMF says. This, of course, was posted yesterday, but it's pretty recent. So it says the risks of a breakdown of the world financial system have risen to levels only seen during the past crisis as the global economy confronts the aftershocks from, of course, you know what, the pandemic and Russia's invasion of Ukraine, according to the International Monetary Fund. The Washington-based organization warned on Tuesday of the danger of rapid, disorderly declines in prices of stocks and other assets and urged central banks to carefully and clearly calibrate their necessary efforts to reduce sky-high inflation. Quote, the global environment is fragile, IMF financial counselor Tobias Adrian wrote in a foreword to the fund's latest global financial stability report. Quote, financial stability risks have increased and the balance of risk is titled to the downside. Indeed, the IMF on Tuesday did predict a worsening outlook for the global economy as a whole, underscoring that efforts to control the highest inflation in decades may add to the damage from the Ukraine war and China's slowdown. Financial markets are extremely volatile and less liquid, as investors face an environment of elevated inflation and aggressive central bank tightening not seen in decades, the IMF said. Fears of a global recession are rising and the dangers of debt defaults are increasing as interest rates march higher. And of course, we've seen a lot of things that have been basically happening in order to tackle inflation and whatnot, especially when it comes to Jerome Powell, raising the basis points and so on. But like it states right here, it says emerging markets face a multitude of hazards, from the strength of the dollar and high borrowing costs to stubbornly high inflation and volatile commodity markets, the IMF said. As much as 29% of emerging market banks would breach capital requirements in a dire scenario that includes a resurgence of the pandemic, according to the IMF stress test. The fund said that poor nations face severe stress and that many frontier markets could face defaults, and difficult debt restructurings. More than half of all low-income countries are judged by the IMF to be already in or have a high probability of entering debt distress. After rapid run-ups in recent years, the risk of significant declines in house prices among a range of countries are rising, the report added. Soaring borrowing costs and tightening lending standards, coupled with stretched house valuations, could lead to a sharp decline in house prices, the IMF said, in suggesting that property markets may have reached a tipping point. In a severely adverse scenario, house prices in emerging markets could fall nearly 25% over the next 3 years, while those in advanced economies could drop by more than 10% after taking account of inflation, according to calculations by the lending agency. So I wanted to, of course, show you guys this because it's kind of in relation to some of the things you've basically seen with the central banks, so on and so forth. Now I'm going to take a moment, of course, to keep the bounce going here on the show. And let's kick it to the next comment. Kucoin Crypto. Google invested in Ripple in 2014. That is a moment, isn't it? Mr. Vincent, booyah. Bullish yet. Yeah, I mean, some people need to be, but let's face it, some people just, like, I don't know, they just need to be convinced even that much more. Why? I don't know. Maybe they just have something against Ripple for some reason. All right, Kucoin Crypto. I know darn well Jeff is bullish as blank. All right, since I'm at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and just open up some of this other stuff. And we're going to have another one. It's a flashback from 8 years ago. All right, give me a second. All right, so this one says flashback 8 years ago. Chris Larson shares his views on XRP Part 1, an asset without counterparty. And it's good to reflect on some of this because you see how a lot of it is coming full circle right now. It's about 2 minutes, 20 seconds, but it's really good. I already reviewed this earlier, liked it. And there's some more parts to it, but we'll get into it. So here we go.
Should I address the XRP?
Yeah, I think it's fundamentally important to signify the differences between what you were talking about, intra and interbank, and what XRP represents, because that looks more like a consumer protocol.
Yeah, so XRP is the native currency of the protocol. It's a digital asset. So what does that mean? It simply means it's a asset or a currency, you could say, without a counterparty. And again, the broader technology here allows that for the first time, this notion that you can have an asset that's digital, that unlike that balance at PayPal, doesn't have a counterparty, which we think is really interesting. Now, in our view of the world, though, we don't think, that thing just kind of comes with the territory, right? If you have these protocols of value exchange that can determine whether or not value has been sent or not sent, or exists or doesn't exist, it's sort of trivial to include a asset into the protocol when you start. And therefore, why is that important? Is that if the protocol is successful, that digital asset will almost definitionally be successful as well.
So are you saying that XRP is independent of all the other things that we can put inside the container? So we got a container. So XRP just happens to be the jump start. It looks like it has a capital base of 45,363,000 as of a couple of minutes ago, right? So obviously there's somebody moving XRP back and forth.
Yeah. So and it depends how you measure market caps, right? If you say it's kind of the entire amount out there times the price, like a stock would be, or is it the amount of float times the price? But almost irrelevant. But so again, why does it exist? Why did we make it? We didn't make it as the starring role of what we're trying to do. The starring role is the protocol, which will allow anything of value and never has to use XRP. Really important point is somebody who's trying to move dollars to British pounds never has to go through XRP. It could simply be, I'm holding dollars. I brought on dollars through my US gateway or counterparty or bank, whatever is in.
All right, there's a little bit more to this. I want to share the next part, but I like some of the statements that he's made. Because yeah, it was said a while ago, but you literally see what's happening and what's going to happen, especially, I guess, apparently, like even next month. So there's part 2 here, and it says the only asset in the Ripple protocol, by definition, a unique instrument. All right, give me just a second.
Dollar. I'm moving it to a UK gateway or bank. And I use the market maker who's simply making markets between dollars and British pounds, never touches XRP. However, we think in many cases, XRP will help enable transactions. Now, how does it do that? It's simply because we believe that market makers, so in the Ripple protocol ecosystem, there are gateways, people that bring dollar, euro, yuan balances onto the protocol. That's how you get value into the protocol. And then there's market makers. They're the ones that exchange one thing of value for another thing of value. And what does the Ripple protocol do? It's just trying to path find the most efficient path of exchanging that one thing of value for another. But because XRP plays a very unique role in having no counterparty, that means it has one variable, price, which is entirely objective. Everybody can agree on what is the price at any millisecond. It's just traded in the market. But it doesn't have a counterparty variable, which is endlessly subjective and is basically credit risk. No one can ever agree on credit risk, right, as a variable. So because of that, it is a useful instrument and a unique instrument. It's the only asset in the Ripple protocol by definition, right? So there's two types of things in the Ripple protocol or the Ripple ledger. One is this unique digital asset, the native currency XRP. And then there's everything else of value, which again is a liability to a counterparty. So as the only digital asset, it's really an efficient instrument to serve as sort of that common denominator between all things of value. So it'd be better in many cases, particularly for less liquid markets, for smaller currencies, from not sort of the world-leading counterparties. So again, you might make a direct market between B of A's dollars and Barclays British pounds, but kind of having maybe the 12th largest remittance company in Mexico's peso balances, it would be very hard to get a market between that and the 8th largest remittance company in Kenya's shilling balances, right? That's an obscure market, very difficult to get enough liquidity.
All right. I'm not going to have us do the last couple. Well, you know what? Actually, I thought that was a lot longer than they were. It's not that much more. But
I'm moving it to...
Let me move this. Hold on a second. All right. So it states, part 3, what determines the value of XRP? Strictly supply and demand. As more and more folks come onto the protocol, demand increases. Then the last statement, Ripple Labs is the company that first built the Ripple protocol. Of course, there's a full video, and then there's just this last part right here. I guess I will finish this up real quick because it's just not that much longer. I was thinking that this said 459 for some reason, but it's not that bad. So just take a moment to do that.
To get enough liquidity between those two instruments. How is that solved? Have the 12th largest remittance companies' peso balances be set against XRP through some market maker that focuses on Mexico, and then have some Kenyan-focused market maker that makes a market between that 8th largest Kenyan shilling balance and XRP. Now you've suddenly made the 12th largest peso balances one hop away from the 8th largest remittance companies' shilling balances.
Wow. So, Chris, what determines the value of an XRP? Because I mean, right now it's trading just a little between 0.005, and it was at 1.6 cents. So, what's controlling the underlying value of the currency? Is it supply and demand, or?
It's strictly supply and demand, and that demand is just up entirely to market forces to determine what that is. And again, short term, like probably anything else, and particularly in something new like this, very unpredictable, certainly very volatile. And again, this is why we think that most people will not want to think about XRP as the thing that they are going to be buying things in, right? We think most people are going to be using dollar, euro, yen, airline miles, whatever. And in our system, they don't have to think about XRP. We think market makers will think about XRP. And so markets could be driven by them. It can be driven by, really any reason. I think long term, though, it is this notion that the primary use is to be something that enables market making, which is really helping to facilitate medium of exchange. And we think that's probably like any currency or any thing of value, probably the most important kind of source of demand. And again, that's long term as more and more folks come on the protocol.
Yeah, long term as more and more folks come on the protocol, and look how many is basically doing that. Literally having, financial systems across the world and central banks and you name it. All right, the last part, which is about 35 seconds, and we'll kick things back into the comments.
Some of our team members and
here it is.
So as you mentioned, I'm CEO of Ripple Labs. Ripple Labs is the company that first built the Ripple protocol, and there's about 50 of us, mostly based in San Francisco. We have some of our team members in New York and also Beijing as well. And what we're really trying to, I don't know if you want me to jump right into it, but
jump right into it. So maybe tell a little bit about your background, what you're trying to do. It'd be interesting to hear a little bit how you personally got into it.
All right, so that's it. There is more to it, but that's literally it. I'm not gonna do more.
Let's get enough liquidity between them.
All right, let me unshare this. Kick it back in the comments. Hopefully you guys, appreciated some of that. So maybe some of you didn't. Maybe some of you guys already know about all this stuff, and rightfully so. But it's good to reflect upon things that they've done in the past. I mean, some of the prices that he mentioned for a while back, it was a 0.005 or something like that. Man, I mean, we're all talking about what we're able to pick up XRP at right now. Can you imagine that? But that was a while ago. It was 8 years ago. I mean, geez. All right, let's get right into it. Got to find out where that last comment was. There we go. Can we get a round of applause for Mr. Jeff Pruden, according to Mr. Vincent? Yes. Well, here you go. Thank you very much for all you do. I really appreciate it. He's smiling. LeGrand appreciates you. Selmo says, when it comes to XRP, you can't see what I can see. You are blind, baby. You are blind from the facts. Yes. J-Man 350Z, but I am a simple trader. All right, Tim Shea states, we check out the lazy horse I won on Crypto for Starters last week. Okay. Let me see that. Let me zoom in a little more. Ah, cool. Okay. He even has the VR across his, looks like, is that across his face or his eyes? A little bit of both. All right. I think I'm going the wrong way. Hold on a second. There we go. Cool Cat says, nice. All right. Woot, teamwork makes the dream work, according to Mr. Vincent. All right. LeGrand states, everyone close to the end of the show. Hold on. I'll read LeGrand's statement, and I think I got a notification from something with crypto. LeGrand states, everyone close to the end of the show, I am going to share the new CTN website. Please visit. Also, you're going to have a pop-up at the beginning to join the CTN app. Thank you. Well, thank you. And, for, especially all your hard work and pointing some of that out. All right. Let me go ahead and see what this says. It says USDT. This is Bitmart. Not a big fan, but I do get notifications. USDT Happy Earn is starting now. Receive 7.5% APY. U.S. users are restricted for the subscription. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much, Bitmart. Anyway, let's go a little bit further down. Everyone, please join me in Twitter at jman350z. Prudence states, Cool Cat, are you on Twitter? And then Mr. Vincent states, what determines the value of an XRP? The quote, yeah. And then we got supply and demand is one driving force. Yes. Cool Cat Crypto, sure, no, sir, not on Twitter. Sediment, utility. Kucoin Crypto, I'm a complete noob when it comes to social media. Really? Huh. Some of FUD use case. Yeah, you must be trolling. Yeah. All right. Kucoin Crypto, I am one of the stubborn blankety blanks that refuse to do Facebook, Twitter, and that kind of stuff. Nothing wrong with that. I hear where you're coming from. All right, let me see here. Let me kick it into the next part. There's not a lot left, but there's some. Let me see. Well, let me see where we're at on this. This one. You guys are going to like this one. I guarantee it. You're really going to like this one. I was debating on making this first, but I wanted more people to join. I do see some more people here. So if you stuck around this long, glad you did. For those who just came, I think you're going to really enjoy this. It's only like maybe like a minute or so, but it's pretty good. All right, let's see here. All right. So this particular guy, again, it's with Ripple and so on, but it's just it pounds at home, man. It's really good stuff. Here we go. It's about 1 minute.
People ask me all the time why I'm so bullish on Ripple and XRP, because things like this. The biggest case in financial history with the SEC versus Ripple is going down, and Ripple just keeps smashing and adding more partnerships. Number one, their balance sheet is amazing. Number two, as everybody's going out of business, they're acquiring businesses. Number three, as the SEC tries to take them down, they've spent $100 million going after the SEC. It seems like daily new partnerships are being created. Ripple builds new partnership with France and Sweden despite crypto bear market. The future is all about utility. We went through the shitcoin era, the no utility NFT rug pulls. Now we're getting into the big boy arena. Actual real world solved utility, real companies, real balance sheets, real marketing teams, and a true understanding of how to run a business, a global business. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Check out my YouTube video, link in bio. People ask me all the time.
Pretty good stuff, to the point, and it's just that, basically making those partnerships and whatnot. Like he says, in a bear market, how to run a proper business. What ones have actual utility. I mean, getting away from the crap coins and the meme coins of last year, and taking that money and putting it into solid utility. Let's face it, the ISOs. Let me see if I got any more that are video based. Looks like there is one more, but we'll do that a little bit later. Hold on a second. All right, let me catch back up in the comments. We have Mr. J-Man350Z join the new world. Old cat. Prudence states, I wish I could share memes on the YouTube chat. Cool Cat Crypto. Maybe I'll try to join. I'll have to figure it out. Warriors Rise. And Mr. Prudence states, it would be that old movie interview with a vampire where Lisette, aka I probably pronounced that wrong, aka Tom Cruise, is asking Louis, aka Brad Pitt, to help him see the new world. Sweet. I'm Tom Cruise. Okay. All right. Well, thank you again for everybody who's joined us tonight. It's a little bit more we want to go ahead and get into. Anthony Infante. Let's hope this market can turn around soon. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Anthony, I don't think I've seen you here before. Maybe I have. Maybe I just don't recognize the last part of your name. I want to go ahead and, of course, welcome you. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Consider changing your avatar to something that speaks more about who you are and what you're all about. And guys, let's give Anthony the warm CTN and welcome. Make sure that you comment on whatever you need to, whatever questions you have. We have a very welcoming audience here at CTN. All right. Mr. Prudence says a boss, right? All right. Cool Cat. Seen the interview with the vampire? No, I have not. You're welcome, Anthony. Thank you for that. Cool Cat says the show. He says he's new. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. Really, really appreciate you. Let's see. There's a few more. It's on AMC. Pedro Infante, welcome. Lol. And then Mr. Prudent, welcome. Did you stumble upon the show in Facebook or in YouTube? Okay. Let me go ahead and present some more of this. And here we go. I think I can. Let me see where we're at on this. That's the one I want. Why is that not coming up? I think I know why. All right, here we go. A little bit more about XRP. So this was published today. This is straight from AMB Crypto. It says XRP holders should know this before opening a short position, because you know what? My thing is this. I would never want to short XRP, but I got to be realistic. There's some of you guys who do this. Me, I'm holding XRP. I'm not looking to short it. It says, according to a recent tweet, Ripple has made significant strides, of course, in both France. Remember, we just saw that guy talking about it. And Sweden. Ripple made history in France by forming a partnership with Lemonway, a payment provider for online markets, and in Sweden by forming a partnership with Xbot, a money transfer provider. Ripple will work with these monetary service companies to offer on-demand liquidity, ODL services, as part of the cooperation. Bullish on XRP? Well, I am. When looking at the daily chart, a clear increasing trend was discernible. With the help of the price range, the rising trend line demonstrated that XRP has increased in value by more than 70% since the beginning of the bull run. Bollinger Band, however, revealed that XRP's price was quite volatile. In spite of this, a narrowing band of prices has been observed, suggesting that stability in price movements may be on the horizon. Me personally, okay, that may be true. It may be an ongoing thing, but when November comes, I don't think it's going to be as tight niche as what you see right now. So if you're the type of person in which you're going to short this until then, hey, that's on you. I get it. Me personally, I'm not going to do that. But if that's the case and you feel as though, well, it's a great time to short it before we get into November, I could kind of understand where you're coming from. But for the most part, I will not short. Just something I don't. It's not my cup of tea. It says the long MA appeared to be providing support for the asset, although there was an indication of a bull run on the daily time frame, as was also seen in the relative strength index, RSI. Price was not doing too well. It's indicated by the positions of both MAs. It ranged from 0.4139 to 0.4449, appeared to be the new support level, while resistance was seen between about 53 cents to 56 cents. And here's some of the indicators for that. We'll blow that up. All right. And it kind of gives you an idea, even going into, the month that we're in right now, October, pushing towards November. All right. Let me just go back a little bit. It was clear form looking in the chart that the short MA was rising. If the current price trend continues, the short MA could pass above the long MA. Again, you guys can look a little bit more into this, but this again, the reason why I'm not reading this last part is it's just mainly about the whole thing with the SEC and so on. But just something I just kind of thought I would bring to you guys' attention, because I mean, when you see a little bit of how it's kind of curving down. Yeah, it's curving down, right? And it seems like, okay, it would be good to short this, but like they also mentioned, it could be very bullish. So again, it's kind of like it's an extreme volatility. Not as extreme as how, the crashing of, UST back in the day, but it's still pretty extreme. And maybe even after November, I would say this much. I would never short it like in November. I see this becoming even that much more bullish. Me personally, I'm just looking to hold this for the long term. But you may be that guy who wants to short it for whatever reason. All right, a little bit more. This little quick snippet from CZ Binance. Yes, we are now kicking things into some of the Luna Classic, but not full-heartedly. I mean, it's not the Luna Classic show by any means. But when he makes tweets like this, it's like, makes you scratch your head, especially coming, from his perspective. When he says BNB burn soon, any good burn means. It's referring to BNB, and it says Binance. So you could think, well, Is he specifically referring to like Luna Classic and whatnot? Not really, right? But him even mentioning anything about a burn, I think that's a good thing. You could take it any way you want, you know. It's kind of vague, but to hear him say anything about a burn, I think is it's definitely a positive thing. All right. So on top of that, Classic Crypto put out this tweet. He states, breaking news, you can now use Luna Classic to pay for real life purposes with OKSE_IO. Big for Luna Classic. Retweet to spread the word. It says you can now use Luna Classic, of course, to pay for your daily needs. 180 nationalities can apply. After talking with looks like El Jaboom, we have integrated Luna Classic into OKSE_IO. So the Luna Classic community can use Luna Classic as a payment method on Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. We're going to go listen to this for just a brief moment. I'm going to go ahead and share that in a way for you can hear it. And again, thank you to everybody who just recently joined us right now. I see we got about 25 people here. Very much appreciate it. And here we go. It's only 47 seconds, but, you know.
Dear Luna C community, after Travis convinced us to add Luna C on Oxy, and as well we have Crypto Press today. Today you can pay with Luna C on the Binance Smart Chain right away in a Visa for 170 plus countries and nationality. I'm going to show you now paying. I'm paying right away with Luna C on chain on PancakeSwap. The payment gone. That we can choose which currency or okay. That approved? Yes. The receipt is here. I paid right away with my Luna C, as you can see. It will be deducted as you can see. Luna C, download Oxy Wallet right now and use the KYC and the Visa. Cheers. Dear Luna C community.
So it's definitely a positive catalyst. You like seeing this. You know, anything to keep getting Luna Classic talked about, used, continue to have it trending, all real positive things to say the least. Speaking about a little bit more in regards to Luna Classic, I'm going to go ahead and share this right here. And we're going to take a moment just to look at this chart straight from Kucoin. Now, Luna Classic, of course, is it's down to 0.00028588. It is down, you know, on a 24-hour average, but let's face it, it's way down compared to where it was at like a week ago and so on. These are the 1 hour candles. This is actually not looking too bad. And we'll just keep it there, focus right there on that 1 hour for the most part, just for now. And let's go ahead and let's see, review some of the comments and go from there. All right, let me get caught up. And I'm way behind on the comments apparently. Man, I'm glad you're spamming it. That definitely helps with the algorithm. It'll just take me a little bit of time to get back up there. There we go. All right, everybody's welcome. Anthony, really appreciate that. Cool Cat Crypto, XRP shorters will get wrecked. Seems to be the case, but you know, I just thought I'd show that because I mean, I have been asked that in the past. J-Man3Z says spam the chat. Yes, thank you very much for doing that. All right, let's see this. Everybody's learning. That's good. Virtual hugs all around. I mean, does he even pull up a virtual hug thing or just anyway? Sheltering, huh? I'm gonna go a little bit further down. Just trying to get to any of the actual comments. I'm glad you guys are doing this. I'm really, really thankful for it. Oh, there it is. I knew it was going to come eventually. The elbow cough. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Ain't no party like a CTM party because the CTM party don't stop. All right. J-Man 350C, that was a beautiful spam sesh, guys. He's flexing. Everyone's in shock. All right, hold on a second. We need Salamander in space to have a wrench, do we? All right, hold on a second. Let me go further down. All right. But your seatbelts. Well, hello to you, Mr. Iron Lux Trader. Hopefully you're still here. Good to see you. Kucoin Crypto says, Lamo, if I bought a steak with Classic, it would be all gone. Put your seatbelts. Get ready for a dump in the market, says Iron Lux Trader. So it's officially a currency. J-Man, if you are new to the channel, please state if you found us by Facebook or YouTube. It says we spam the chat. Yes, you guys did. I do appreciate that. Thank you for all of this because it helps. I'm going to go further down. Not going to click on the Tinder dating stuff. Dollar. All right. Kucoin Crypto. Seems like more like since we started spamming. All right. That's good. Yeah, a few more came in. That's really good. All right. Appreciate it. All right. I think we are almost done. Let me see here. It's going to just double check a few more things like on Twitter and whatnot to make sure that we're good. Let me see. Oh, boy. Somebody followed me. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show then, guys. It's been a good show. I'm going to stop the screen for a moment. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight at Crypto Talk Now. We, of course, mainly covered a lot of just what was going on with XRP and whatnot. It's one of those funky days when it comes to the market. But let's face it, we're in this bear market, and we have been for quite a while. There are indicators that we will be getting out of it. Could very well be into the end of the year, maybe into next year. But I think there's a lot of hope on the horizon. Hang in there. Keep doing your thing. Keep, believing in what you have researched. There's a reason why you researched what you did. There's also, of course, indications that, there's certain ones on sale. I did see, for instance, Bone dropped briefly into the 80-cent range. I'm not saying 80 cents even. I'm literally saying 89, 88 cents and so on. There's a few other ones, of course, that have dropped, so there's opportunities. But if anything, we'll definitely see what's going on in the market around this time tomorrow for when we do another show. Look out tomorrow for the Max and Larry show here at Crypto Talk Now. Wow, what happened to my... That was crazy. Everything went black. That's weird. If I do a full screen, it goes black. All right, well, that's fun. But anyway, again, thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, for Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry. And y'all have a blessed night. And if anything, I actually am forgetting something. If before we go, Mr. Legrand Commission, we were supposed to show off, if I'm not mistaken, the site. My bad. So let me get that going. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull that up. Crypto Talk. Oh, I'm done that. See if that even pulls up. Yep, we got it. I'm not sure. My bad. I do apologize. We are not done yet. All right. Let me go ahead and pull that up. So... There we go. So hopefully everybody sees this. Yes, you do. Shout out to Legrand Commission and all the other guys that helped out. Jeff Pruden, Edward Vincent, whoever else. Maybe Mike Cornwell. I don't know. Whoever else helped out with testing this out. I know that we tested things out with the app and so on. I did as well. But here it is, guys. Go to cryptotalknow.net. It says check out our new app. Try it yourself. Download now. I don't know if that's fully available yet, but this is really cool. I mean, you're an absolute blessing, Legrand. It has live charts. Pretty impressive stuff. You can go through here, videos, especially if you download the app. Like you don't necessarily have to be on YouTube. You can watch us on your actual app. There's some of these other things here. Oh, this about us. There's Larry. That's how you used to look back in the day. There's groups. Like you make groups on here, which is really cool. Already there's some people on it, like Crypto News, Members Hangout, Crypto Talk, live show. There's some of this. You can put like a message. Somebody can literally tell us to go screw ourselves if they want to. Blue or Ricky. I'm kidding. All right. So there's actually, I guess, merch, all sorts of stuff. Let's see the merch. Oh, wow. Look at that. CTN merch. So if you get cold, you can have a hoodie. That hoodie looks kind of funky. Here you go. You can have a stainless steel tumbler with CTN logo. Wow. This is for Larry's girlfriend or somebody. Men's jogging crypto talk. Jogging stuff. You can even get a CTN case. How about that? Here you go. Larry needs a new hat. A Crypto Talk Now hat. Hopefully get some better colors than that. But hey, how about this? A mug? I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff. Let's click on the members for now. Not yet. You know what I mean? It's new. So this is pretty cool. Very, very thankful. I thought I'd show that off. So there you guys have it for now. Go to cryptotalknow.net and you can see that right there. And let's see. Oh, you guys are still spamming the chat. We appreciate that. Let's see what we got here. Blue Sperm Whale Ricky. Wow. Coffee mug. Yes. CTN men's joggers for jogging. Distressed hat set. Wow. Distressed. CTN thongs. Wow. CTN love wedge pillow. Yes. I guess you guys have a lot of, you know what, on your mind. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know, it makes you a lot more happier. All right. Yes. CryptoTalkNow.net. All right. All right. That's the show, everybody. Thanks again. See you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. On behalf of myself, Larry, and Patches, as well as the Crypto Talk Now Network team, Legrand Commission, Mike Cornwell, Edward Vinson, Jeff Pruden, Mr. Badir, and everybody else I didn't mention. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.